Hey guys, this is Rachel from Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to make the Madrid Square from the 2020 VVCAL. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on the hook and chain 3. I'm using Shape Just Katana yarn and a size 3mm hook. And after you chain 3, you're going to make a slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. And as always, you can make a magic ring instead, or you could also chain more than 3 to have like a bigger ring to work into. But I like to just chain 3 to keep it small, and then straight into the chain 3, you're going to start by making a single crochet. So I don't chain up for a single crochet in my patterns. So you're just going to go straight into that center of the ring, pull up a loop for your single crochet, and then chain 1. And then you're going to do that 3 more times to have single crochet, chain 1, to make a total of 4 singles and 4 chain spaces. Single and chain 1. And then you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet that you made. So that's right here. And I'll just slip stitch right into that single. Okay, and then the first thing you're going to do is, for your next round, in that same single that you just joined into, you're going to make a beginning, actually this isn't beginning DC, even though it's the same process, but I just messed up there. It's just a single crochet, chain 1. That is beginning DC, but in this pattern, it's not. It's just single crochet. You'll see why in a second. Chain 1. And then 3 double crochet in the same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then chain 1 and single crochet. That's why it's not beginning DC. It's literally just a single crochet and a chain 1, 3 double crochet, and then a chain 1 and a single. And you're making petals, so that's why it goes up and then it comes back down. And now you're gonna make a chain 1, and then in your next single crochet, you're gonna do the same thing. All right, we've got 3 petals so far. Now into the last single crochet, single, chain 1, 3 doubles. And I went ahead and worked this whole round on camera because it is a little finicky to see where the stitches belong, but you can see you're skipping over the chain spaces and you're making a chain space in between each of your petals here. Now you're just going to find that first single of the round and slip stitch into it. Okay, and to start the next round, you're going to release the loop from the hook. Put the hook from back to front through the single that you joined in, and then just grab that loop and pull it to the back. So now your loop is on the back side of your work. Okay, and now what you're going to do is go straight into making chain stitches. So you're going to make 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, working behind your petal, you're going to make single crochet into both the chain space from round 1 and the chain space in between your petals from round 2. So you're going to go into, treat them like one. So you're going to go into the chain space from the first round and make your single. And just make sure that your chain 4 space stays behind the petals. Okay, so I'm going to make a single crochet here. Oops. There we go. All right, so that's how it's going to look there. Then chain 4. I'll show you how it looks from the back too in a second. All right, so keep your petal to the front. You can even kind of pinch it down if you want to. Just keep your chain 4 behind it. If your chain 4 comes in the front by mistake, you can always push that petal through. But it's better if you just go ahead and keep it behind. That way there's no stretching or anything. Okay, so work straight into the chain space here from your first round, and work also around this chain in between the petals. All right, so insert your hook there, make your single crochet. Okay, chain 4, and we'll do it again behind here. Work into that chain space. Treat both chain spaces as one. chain 4, and going into that chain space. Okay, oops, I went to the center ring. All right, there we go. So make your single. Okay, so here's how your second round, how it looks after your third round. And here's how it looks from the back. All right, so moving this little tail out of the way here, you can see that you've got your 4 chain spaces and your 4 single crochet. All right, so when you make the next round, you're gonna just start straight into working into this chain space here, this chain 4 space. So you're gonna start there with a beginning DC, which is a single crochet and a chain 1, and it counts as the first DC of your round. So just working straight into the chain here. I don't chain up for a single crochet, so go straight in, make a single, and then a chain 1, and that's the first DC of the round there. And now we're gonna make 5 more double crochet in this same chain space. So you're gonna have a total of 6 DC in this chain space, which includes the beginning DC, the first DC of the round. And then, after you've got all of your stitches there, and I've got my petal kind of bent down, that way I can work into that chain space with no problem. So now I'm gonna chain 3, and you can just push that petal back up into place and then just hold the next one down so you can work into your chain space there. And after you chain 3, work your 6 double crochet into that chain space. 5 and 6. And then chain 3 again, and that's gonna be your repeat. Just working 6 DC into your chain 4 space, and then chain 3. Push your petal back up, fold your next petal down, and you're ready to work into the next chain space. Okay, so I went ahead and closed my round with the slip stitch in the chain space of the first beginning DC. And into that same stitch, I'm gonna go ahead and start a beginning DC6 together. So you can see you have your 6 stitches here, and we're gonna do a DC6 together over all of these first 6 stitches. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make a beginning DC. So I'm gonna go straight into the same stitch that we joined into with a single crochet. No chaining up, just go straight into your single and make a chain 1. And that is the first kind of partial DC of your beginning DC6 together. And then you're gonna yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and draw the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and then just repeat that 4 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and draw the yarn through 2 loops, and then repeat that. So you're having all these partial DC stitches on your hook. Okay, so now we've got 6 loops on the hook for our beginning DC6 together. Draw the yarn through all 6 loops, and that closes it. And it's gonna kind of close this petal that we've got here. All right, so now we're gonna chain 4. And then we're gonna make like a V-stitch in the chain 3 space here. So just make a DC, chain 2, and another DC into this chain space. All right, so I'm kind of pulling the stitches to the center of that chain space there. Chain 4. So that's how we're looking so far. Now DC6 together over these next 6 stitches, just the same as before. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you have 7 loops on your hook, because before you didn't have this first loop here, and now you do. With the beginning DC6 together, you didn't have this first loop. So now with a regular DC6 together, you've got 7 loops on your hook. So just go ahead and draw the yarn through all 7 loops, and your petal is closed. Okay, so push your petal back up and chain 4. Now make your DC, chain 2, DC into this chain 3 space. And that's how you're going to continue around. All right, so my round is complete here. I just need to join. So I'm gonna take my loop and I'm gonna join into this beginning DC6 together. And the way I'm gonna do that is by picking up all of the loops that I used for that stitch. And then making my slip stitch in those loops. Just like that. So that way the slip stitch for the join is just right in line with all these loops that I used for the cluster, or the DC6 together. It is a cluster, but it's just worked over several stitches. Okay, so for the next round, we're gonna make some simple chains and DC stitches. So the first thing we're gonna do is make a single crochet in this chain 4 space here. So just go straight into making a single crochet. All right, and then we're gonna chain 3. Okay, chain 3, and then into this chain 2 space, we're gonna make 3DC, chain 2, 3DC. Okay, 3DC, chain 2, and 3DC. All right, and then go ahead and chain 3 again. So now you've got your corner going here. Then in this chain 4 space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet again. This is where we're at the beginning of our repeat again. Single crochet in the next chain 4 space, chain 3, and you're back to your corner. 3DC, chain 2, 3DC. And I'll back up and show you how it's looking so you can continue in this manner around your square. All right, so here's our 2 corners, and you've got a chain 3 space, a single, chain 2 space, single, and then chain 3 in between your corners of 3DC, chain 2, 3DC. All right, so just keep working around until you get back to the beginning here. So into the next chain space, we're gonna make a beginning DC, so single crochet, chain 1, and then 2 more DC in that same chain space. All right, and now we've got 3 DC here, so we're just gonna work a DC in each of these. Okay, and then in the corner, we're gonna make 2 DC, chain 2, 2 DC. Okay, so that's how our side is looking so far. Now we're going to keep going with double crochet in each of these 3 stitches here. And now across our side, super simple. We're just going to do 3 DC in each of these chain spaces. So 3, 6, 9. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's how we're looking. So your next move would be to do DC in each of these stitches, and then your corner, which is 2 DC, chain 2, 2 DC. All right, so just continue that way around, kind of squaring off and solidifying this square when we get back to the beginning. Alrighty, so here's how our round looks here. And we're just gonna make a slip stitch in the first, the beginning DC, and go into that chain space of the beginning DC there. So there we go. And now, starting with the next DC, we're gonna work our final round of single crochet. So you're just gonna make a single crochet in every stitch. And then when you get to the corner space, you're gonna put 3 singles in it. All right, and then just keep going, putting a single crochet in every stitch. Okay, so that's how we look there. You put 3 singles in the corner. All right, so the Madrid Square is complete. I did go ahead and join with the slip stitch in the first single of the round, and here's how the square looks when it's all finished.